For a record 6 years now, Squarespace has been helping me turn my dream into reality, and that's what Squarespace does for millions of other people too. Their industry-leading website creation tools help millions of people start new careers, build new businesses, or just get things done. They're offering a special discount to viewers of this channel, so stick around to the end of the video to learn more. In 2018, a solo developer by the name of Sam Eng released a game called Zavot. I know you haven't heard of it before because no one has. It was an obscure action puzzle shooter where the main characters were nondescript cubes. It was almost like a bullet hell, but it did feature a number of thought-provoking themes delivered through cutscenes of, cubes talking to each other. It was and still is a Switch exclusive that never really made much of a splash. Interestingly, when Sam was making Zavot, he took up skateboarding, and he enjoyed it so much that he added a brief, cute skateboarding section to the game. It was a throwaway minigame style activity that was quite ancillary to the overall experience, but Sam really liked skating, and he really liked making that little skateboard and minigame. Fast forward a few years, let's take a look at the next thing from Sam Eng. This is Skate Story, and in it you play a demon made of glass and pain, and yet you must skate. Looks pretty cool, huh? I thought so, which is why I begged the game's publisher, Devolver Digital, to let me play it and interview its creator. This actually happened back in June of this year, and back then Skate Story had a planned 2024 release date. Since what I played felt really complete, I had hoped that it was arriving soon, TM, and so I thought I'd fold my interview into my review coverage. But just last week, Skate Story was delayed into 2025, no specific date given, and with that, my mind was made up. I could no longer wait to talk about Skate Story, and so here we are. I usually talk a lot in my videos, but there are some games where I realize it's imperative for me to just shut the hell up and let you watch. Skate Story is one of those games, so I'm going to do a little bit of talking, but I'm mainly just going to show it to you and let the visuals, the soundscape, and the incredible soundtrack do most of the talking for me. So, here's me playing Skate Story for the very first time. You're seeing me stack quite a bit here, and for good reason. I suck. But also, the controls, speed, and perspective make Skate Story a surprisingly challenging game to get to grips with. It's an experience that prioritizes a handy-cam perspective, which does make things a little tricky, but when everything lines up and you're really flying, it just looks sick as hell. The moon is an important part of Skate Story. You are a demon, reanimated in glass in a Faustian bargain that has one major condition. You must devour the moon. I asked Sam what the moon meant, and honestly, Sam doesn't quite know. Quote, "I really don't even know what the moon means, but it means a lot of things, and that's actually a thing that's explored by the game. Like the moon might mean, like, making this game, trying to eat this thing. It might mean, various things to various people. I'm not sure," end quote. Sam has a Substack where he writes the lore for each of the artifacts of his world. In an entry titled The Metal Spinner, Sam writes from the perspective of the demon whose quest it is to eat the moon. Quote, Every hour, I chase the moon. I wake up somewhere new and I see it. It floats, aloof, wavering, waning, never static, sometimes gleaming. This gigantic goal is my salvation, an impossible task to swallow the moon. A task given to me by whoever or whatever or whichever created all of this. The physics of being that ripped me from my land of importance, that placed me here in this uncaring purgatory of a city. The joke is that I must swallow the moon. Sometimes I dreamt of shoving it into my mouth only to vomit it out and wake somewhere new and see it in the sky. Damnation. The underworld works, end quote. The moon looks down on you as the monolith holds forth, teaching you your first trick, the ollie. It seems simple, but I still found a way to mess it up. Luckily, I eventually find my bearings, and then it's on to the next gauntlet of challenges. Handycam thing isn't just a follow cam, mind you. It's a very deliberate artistic choice that frames things like light and focus. The lens will catch the environment when it's bathed in colors. A fisheye effect accentuates the sensation of speed, and the camera tumbles as you do before rolling back up into place when you instantly respawn, creating a sensation of endless momentum even when you stack. But you can't have a skateboarding game without tricks, and what better setting to learn the legendary pop shove it than a boss battle? A boss battle against the moon. Is this not the sickest shit you have ever seen in your life? Your transgressions against the moon see you captured and imprisoned in the Philosophers Lysium, an open space to chill out, practice tricks, vibe. There's even a gift shop where you can buy decks themed after Devolver Digital titles like Ape Out and Death's Door. In order to liberate yourself from the Lyceum, you must find 2 think pieces. The first you get by buying some tea for one of the statues, the other one you get like this. If you've been wondering who's responsible for the music in this game, well, there's a funny story about that. So most of the music comes from a Jersey band called Blood Cultures. They're 4 people, they never show their faces, they've done 3 albums, the last of which was released in 2021. Sam is based in New York City, and he met these guys one day, and they hit it off, and Sam was like, hey, I'm making a video game, do you want to make music for it? And they said yes. Sam did not have a demo for his game or a publisher, but this group agreed to not only license a bunch of their existing music, but also agreed to make an entire album's worth of original tracks just for Skate Story. What's even better is that Blood Cultures are actually going to cover their old music so that content creators can use it in gameplay clips without getting pinged by copyright filters on stuff like YouTube and TikTok. I know that sounds like a small detail to fixate on, but the truth is that the content ecosystem is massively held back by an inability to include licensed music. It's why I had to put out an Indiana Jones review without using the actual Indiana Jones theme. And it's why this video's music goes so hard, because I can use music made by talented musicians rather than, you know, royalty-free music. especially good about Blood Cultures is they got range. On Sam's Substack, another entry is titled, "You Left Me in the Rain." At first, it's written from the perspective of the skateboard, which was used in wet conditions and is now ruined. Its wood softening, its trucks clogged with muck. It laments that the demon did not take more care with it. Quote, "I am miserable. I don't know what to do. I'm at the end. I'm not even good enough to be fully recycled. Who wants a deck that's lost its pop?" End quote. The next block is written from the perspective of the moon, who mocks that crestfallen skateboard. The moon says the skateboard will soon be food for worms, and that, quote, "When you accept what you deserve, when you embrace the natural order of who you now are, you will finally be free," end quote. The final block is written from the perspective of the worm. He is positively ravenous, quote, "Well, I live here. This black expanse of refuse, rot, ruin is my home. I see you, abandoned, unfit, unloved, tossed aside and ignored. The gutter is my bedroom. I bathe with grime every morning. You feel tossed aside? I will tell the insects where you are. Lay on a brown bed of wrappers and we will gnaw through your splinters. You will be reclaimed. You are compostable. I will swallow you. You are made of everything I need. You are everything I wanted." End quote. So yeah, Skate Story is going for a slightly different vibe than, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. To finish up, I'll let Sam describe Skate Story in his own words. Here he is talking after winning the Chanel Next Prize. And yes, that's the actual Chanel brand. They have an award recognizing young and upcoming artists. Here's Sam.
The game is sort of like this feeling of skateboarding that I really want to bring out. The fact that it's you and the board, the fact that it's performative but also introspective at the same time. Very precise movements, these trajectories, these curves. In a way, it's so natural and elemental. I keep doing it because there's something there for me. There's something I'm trying to get to, some peak, or I guess some valley I'm just like bombing down, I love the feeling of fragility. It's risky, but I did it for the sake of the sparkle. It reminds me that one of the big reasons I'm making this game is to answer that question of what is the beauty of skateboarding.
New Year's is fast approaching, and so maybe you're thinking about some New Year's resolutions. Hit the gym a little more, take up a sport maybe, finally read that 12-volume fantasy series that your nan bought you 6 years ago. Or maybe you'd like to start a new business or turn your hobby into a side hustle. And if that's the case, then I strongly recommend you check out this video's sponsor, Squarespace. The days of having to hire an expensive team of web developers to make your website are over. With Squarespace, you can build a professional-looking website in minutes. Just start by selecting one of their templates, customize it using their intuitive tools, and then begin uploading your content, be it published articles, the inventory of stuff you're selling, your art portfolio, whatever. Squarespace websites all support e-commerce, making it easy to begin doing business on your site, either by selling product or by organizing appointments if you're providing a service. They support multiple payment solutions as well as detailed analytics so you can see how your customers are finding you and what they're doing when they spend time on your site. Recently, Squarespace just took things to a whole new level. Their all-new design intelligence framework leverages their 2 decades of experience in website creation to give you even more tools to shape the website of your dreams. Not only can you select from and customize their super flexible design templates, but you can now also provide prompts that allow you to refine the tone of how your website is written. Just type in what you want to communicate and then select what sort of tone you'd like to have. Playful, funny, professional, etc. Squarespace will then refine your words so it sounds just right. The same technology can assist in writing product descriptions, blog posts on your mailouts. It's super helpful if you're not a native English speaker or if you're just looking for some inspiration for how to word things. New year, new project, new new business, whatever new thing you want to kick off in 2025, chances are that Squarespace can help. And if you don't believe me, you can check it out for free by visiting squarespace.com. And if you want to get serious, visit squarespace.com/skillup to get 10% off your purchase of a website or a domain name. A big thanks to Squarespace for their 6 years of supporting this channel, and a big thanks to you for watching this video.